Hey guys, and welcome to Astro Music and Tutorials. Today we've got a new tutorial for you on how to make a chill hop song. Please like and subscribe to our content if you like what you see, and let's start the video. I build all my songs around a piano progression. It functions as a base of the song, and everything else I build around that progression. Here's what I made for this song. The piano plugin that I use the most is called the Keyzone Classic Yamaha Grand preset. In my opinion, it is the best sounding free piano VST and it comes with 5 different presets. But the Yamaha Grand preset is what I rely on. For the effects, this preset is known to have a lot of mid, so I slightly reduced that part. I cut off the sub bass in order to avoid mudding up the mix. This preset is also kinda sharp, so I like to soften it up by cutting the highs. Here's the drum progression that I made. The samples I used are from the Cymatics Lo-Fi toolkit. It's an amazing lo-fi starter kit and contains everything you'll ever need to start your lo-fi journey, and it's even something to keep with you as you continue on your path. It's available for free on the Cymatics. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Now let's talk about the snares that I have lined up here. I like to layer my snares to make my own unique sound. I layer a high unfiltered rim shot with the filtered snare to get this punchy and full sound. I also pan them to opposite sides to fill up the mix, but just make sure that the rim shot doesn't overpower the filtered snare. Here's the chopped up hi-hat loop I used. It's from the Cymatics sample pack previously mentioned, and this is what it sounds like originally. Now I didn't like the snare they used and also liked mixing my snares separately, so I cut off the snares from the loop to make space for my own. And now the bass. The bass I use for my song is a sample from the Eternity sample pack by Cymatics. This is also a free sample pack, and I'll leave a link to it in the description as well. This is a very warm sounding sample, so I prefer the sound over a VST bass. Now the effects that I use are as follows. Multiband compression to boost the signal. I use a preset called Bass Boost. An EQ to cut the unwanted highs and to leave a little room in the low area for the kick. And finally, a fruity limiter for sidechaining. Now I'm going to show you a tutorial within a tutorial about sidechaining. First, we route the kick channel to the bass channel like this, so the kick has to run through the bass channel. Then we open up the limiter and take the compressor option. Then we go to this little sidechain box and scroll till the kick channel is selected. After that, just play with the threshold and ratio till you get the sound you want. For a default sound, just copy the setting I have. Now let's hear the bass and kick on its own after the sidechain. This is from the stock plugin Sakura, which has some beautiful sounding pads. This particular preset is the less pad FG, or the lay pad FG. It's a pretty weak sound, so boost it up by using a multiband compressor, and also make sure to cut the unwanted highs and lows. Now let's move on to the pluck lead. This is the marimba preset from another stock plugin called Citrus. For the effects, I used a reverb to soften up the sound a little and to make it more spacey, and then a delay and an EQ to cut out the unwanted high end. Now let's move on to the piano lead, which comes in during the second part of the song. I use the same Keyzone Classic preset as I did for the initial chord progression. For the effects, an EQ to cut the unwanted high end and some reverb. This is what I made as the intro. The secret behind this is that when the sound is reversed, you get this. If that sounds familiar, it's because it's the same piano progression that we used initially. Just highlight the track and press CTRL+ALT+C to make it into this unique file so that you can manipulate it however you want it without affecting the main track. The only effects I used is an EQ with the radio filter preset. Now with that, let's hear the full beat.